Hello, future biologists. Welcome to an exciting journey into the microscopic world, specifically focusing on cell, the unit of life. Today, we are zooming in on the nucleus, the cell's ultimate control center. Have you ever wondered what dictates every single action your cells perform, from growing to dividing? That's the nucleus. We'll explore its secrets from basic concepts to competitive insights, preparing you for NEET and beyond. Let's dive in. Ready for the basics? Let's start with understanding what the nucleus is and its fundamental components in the easiest way possible. The nucleus, often called the brain or control center of the cell, is a large, spherical, and usually centrally located organelle. It's a defining feature of eukaryotic cells, meaning cells with a true nucleus, like our own. This vital structure was first observed and named by Robert Brown way back in 1831. Essentially, the nucleus houses all the cell's genetic material, DNA, organized into chromosomes, and it's responsible for orchestrating every single activity that happens within the cell, from growth to reproduction to everyday functions. Let's break down the nucleus into its key parts. First, we have the nuclear envelope a protective double membrane that encloses the nuclear contents and separates them from the cytoplasm. It's dotted with pores to control traffic. Inside, there's the jelly-like nucleoplasm which suspends everything. Then, a dense, non-membranous structure called the nucleolus is present. Its main job is to make ribosomes, the cell's protein factories. Finally, the most crucial part, chromatin which is a network of DNA and proteins that condenses into chromosomes during cell division. Together, these parts ensure the nucleus can store DNA, control cell growth, and direct protein synthesis. Time to check your understanding. Pause the video and try to answer these 3 questions. First, who is credited with the discovery of the nucleus? Second, what is the primary function of the nucleolus? And third, can you name the 2 main components that make up chromatin? Think carefully before you move on. Now that we've covered the basics, let's go a bit deeper and unravel the detailed structure and functions of each nuclear component. The nuclear envelope is far more complex than a simple barrier. It's a double membrane system. The outer membrane is continuous with the endoplasmic reticulum and often has ribosomes. The inner membrane is lined by a protein meshwork called the nuclear lamina which provides crucial structural support and helps organize the genetic material. What's truly fascinating are the nuclear pores These aren't just holes, but intricate protein complexes called nucleoporins. They act as highly selective gates, controlling what enters and exits the nucleus, ensuring the right molecules are in the right place at the right time, maintaining cellular balance. Inside this sophisticated envelope, we find the nucleoplasm also known as karyolymph. This semi-fluid matrix is rich in essential components like enzymes, nucleotides, and various proteins vital for the nucleus's work. It's here that critical processes like DNA replication, repair, and transcription occur. Floating within the nucleoplasm is chromatin our genetic material. It exists in 2 forms, euchromatin which is loosely packed and actively involved in gene expression, and heterochromatin which is densely packed and generally inactive. This dynamic organization allows the cell to regulate which genes are accessible and expressed. The nucleolus is another remarkable structure within the nucleus, but unlike other organelles, it's non-membranous. Its size and number can vary, typically 1 or 2, depending on how active the cell is in making proteins. This dense, spherical body is primarily responsible for 2 critical tasks. First, synthesizing ribosomal RNA or rRNA, and second, assembling the ribosomal subunits. These subunits are then exported to the cytoplasm, where they combine to form functional ribosomes, the essential machinery for protein synthesis. So, essentially, the nucleolus is the cell's dedicated ribosome factory, vital for all life processes. Alright, let's test your knowledge on these more detailed aspects of the nucleus. Take a moment to pause and answer these questions. What is the specific function of the nuclear lamina? How do euchromatin and heterochromatin differ in their activity? Can you name two key components found within the nucleoplasm? Also, describe the continuity between the outer nuclear membrane and another organelle. And finally, why might the nucleolus be larger in cells that are highly active? Good luck! Ready to delve into the advanced concepts? Let's explore the nucleus with a competitive edge, connecting structure to intricate functions. The *** nuclear pore complexes, or NPCs ***, are not just channels but highly sophisticated molecular machines. Composed of approximately 30 different proteins called nucleoporins, these complexes regulate the bidirectional traffic between the nucleus and cytoplasm with incredible precision. While small molecules can diffuse freely, larger macromolecules like proteins and RNA require active, signal-mediated transport. This involves specific, important proteins for nuclear entry and exportant proteins for nuclear exit. This highly regulated transport is critical for maintaining nuclear integrity, ensuring the right components are available for DNA replication, transcription, and overall gene expression, preventing cellular chaos. Chromatin is far from a static entity. Its structure is incredibly dynamic and constantly remodeled to control gene expression. This involves complex modifications to histone proteins, such as acetylation, methylation, and phosphorylation, which act like molecular switches. For example, histone acetylation typically opens up the chromatin, making DNA more accessible for transcription and gene activation. Conversely, decetylation can lead to condensation and gene silencing. This dynamic interplay, often facilitated by ATP-dependent chromatin remodeling complexes, ensures that genes are turned on or off precisely when and where they are needed, dictating cell identity and function. The nucleolus, a ribosome factory, forms around specific chromosomal regions known as *** nucleolar organizer regions, or NORS ***. These NORs are essentially clusters of genes encoding ribosomal RNA. Within the nucleolus, there are distinct functional zones, the *** fibrillar center, FC, ***, which contains the NORs themselves, the *** dense fibrillar component, DFC, ***, where rRNA transcription and initial processing occur, and the *** granular component, GC, ***, where rRNA molecules combine with proteins to assemble ribosomal subunits. This highly organized structure ensures efficient and rapid production of ribosomes, which are fundamental for all protein synthesis in the cell. Understanding these zones provides deeper insight into ribosome biogenesis. Now, let's challenge your analytical skills with these questions. Pause the video and consider, how does the RAN-GTPase cycle contribute to the directionality of nuclear transport? Discuss the implications of histone decetylation on gene expression. What is the significance of nucleolar organizer regions in nucleolus formation? Compare the genetic material organization and regulation in eukaryotes versus prokaryotes. If a protein lacks an NLS, how would its nuclear import be affected? How do chromatin remodeling complexes contribute to gene regulation? And finally, why is selective transport through NPCs crucial for maintaining cellular homeostasis? Take your time to formulate comprehensive answers. Welcome to the hardest level. Here, we'll dive into competitive depth, exploring the intricate engineering and advanced biological insights of the nucleus, preparing you for the toughest challenges. Beyond the nuclear envelope, the nucleus has an internal scaffolding system. The ** nuclear lamina **, a meshwork of lamin proteins, lies just beneath the inner membrane. It provides crucial mechanical support, anchors nuclear pore complexes, and plays a significant role in organizing chromatin, DNA replication, and gene expression. Deeper inside, the ** nuclear matrix ** is a proteinaceous network that extends throughout the nucleoplasm. While often overlooked, it's thought to organize chromatin into functional loops, provide scaffolds for replication and transcription factories, and help spatially arrange various nuclear processes. These internal structures are vital for maintaining the nucleus's shape, stability, and its highly organized functions. Nucleocytoplasmic transport is a marvel of cellular engineering. Macromolecules like proteins and RNA don't just drift through nuclear pores, they are actively transported using specific zip codes. Proteins destined for the nucleus carry ** nuclear localization signals, NLS, **, which are recognized by ** importance **. Similarly, molecules leaving the nucleus have ** nuclear export signals, NES, **, recognized by ** exportance **. The entire process is energetically driven by the ** RAN GTPase cycle **. RAN, a small G protein, exists in a GTP-bound state, high in the nucleus, and a GDP-bound state, high in the cytoplasm. This gradient dictates the affinity of importance and exportance for their cargo, ensuring a precise, directional flow of molecules, a fundamental mechanism for controlling gene expression and cellular responses. The nucleus is the ultimate master regulator of gene expression. It's not just a static DNA repository. Chromosomes occupy specific ** chromosome territories ** within the nucleus, and their spatial arrangement can profoundly influence gene activity. Active genes often reside in the interior, while inactive ones are at the periphery. The nucleus is also the primary site for ** epigenetic modifications **, such as DNA methylation and histone modifications. These changes don't alter the DNA sequence but control which genes are turned on or off, playing a crucial role in cell differentiation, development, and how cells respond to their environment. Furthermore, the nucleus actively orchestrates RNA processing steps like splicing, capping, and polyadenylation, which are essential before mRNA can be exported and translated into proteins. Dysregulation of nuclear structure and function can have severe clinical consequences. A striking example is ** laminopathies **, a group of genetic disorders caused by mutations in genes encoding nuclear lamina proteins, particularly lamins. These can lead to diverse conditions affecting various tissues, including muscular dystrophies and premature aging syndromes like ** progeria ** or Hutchinson-Gilford progeria syndrome. In progeria, a mutant lamin A protein, called progerin, causes severe nuclear abnormalities and accelerated aging phenotypes. Defects in nuclear pore complexes or nucleocytoplasmic transport have also been implicated in neurodegenerative diseases, certain cancers, and how viruses exploit our cells. This highlights the indispensable role of nuclear integrity in maintaining human health and preventing disease. Alright, let's tackle the first set of competitive-level questions. Take your time, pause the video, and formulate detailed answers. First, elaborate on the structural and functional roles of the nuclear lamina and nuclear matrix. Second, describe the molecular mechanism of nuclear import, including the roles of NLS, importance, and the RAN GTPase cycle. Third, how does the spatial organization of chromosomes within the nucleus contribute to gene expression regulation? Fourth, discuss the concept of epigenetics and its connection to nuclear function. And fifth, explain how defects in lamin proteins can lead to human diseases, providing an example. Good luck! Now for the remaining challenging questions. Pause the video and give these your best shot. Sixth, what would be the likely consequence if RAN gap was exclusively located in the nucleus instead of the cytoplasm? Seventh, beyond DNA storage, how does the nucleus actively participate in post-transcriptional gene regulation? Eighth, how might a viral infection exploit or interfere with the nuclear import-export machinery? Ninth, propose a hypothetical scenario where altered nuclear pore complex permeability leads to a specific cellular dysfunction. And finally, 10th, differentiate between constitutive and facultative heterochromatin with respect to their stability and regulatory implications. These questions are designed to make you think critically and apply your knowledge deeply. That concludes our in-depth exploration of the nucleus, the cell's incredible control center. From its basic components to advanced mechanisms and clinical relevance, you've gained a comprehensive understanding crucial for your NEET preparation. Remember, consistent learning and practice are key to mastering biology. For more such detailed and engaging content, make sure to visit synapse.omaps.in. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more amazing educational content. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep pushing your boundaries.